everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at the new Star Wars Unlimited expansion, Jump to Lightspeed. And just like they've done last time, they sent me this giant box full of stuff that's inside it. So there's sleeves and playmats and tokens and a lot of cards from the new set. So we're going to take a look at some of that stuff. I'll start off, before we take a look, by showing you one thing that was too big in a box, and this is the casual album thing. Now, this is something that, for me, this holds 360 cards. This is something that I don't use. I don't necessarily care about keeping my cards in albums for CCGs. That's all fun, but I keep mine in boxes. But this album here looks pretty cool. TIE Fighter in the back, or X-Wing on the back, TIE Fighter in the front, has the little band on there, and then space to hold 360 cards. So that's there. Other products that come out with the box, including new cards in the set, let's take a look at those now. First thing we're going to look at here is the mats. So this is a regular game mat, which I don't really care for these. I know some people love mats, right? But I like this one better. This is actually an extra wide mat here, it's called. And that's mostly because these space units over here, although I did notice that they just write units and units now, because before you would have to have kind of reverse mats with each other. So I would have to like a left-handed mat or a right-handed mat, because they always give more room for the ground units. With space units becoming a bigger issue, it doesn't matter which on which side. Although I think I'll always do ground and space, right? Just makes sense. Anyhow, or at least it does for me. Otherwise, this is a great picture, by the way. Really like it a lot. Here we got some of the sleeves. New Boba Fett sleeves. New Han Solo sleeves. Stormtrooper, that's the same one that was on the mat. And purple. I think there might be an orange color involved too. I always like using the Star Wars sleeves, if nothing else, to differentiate between my decks. A new deck box. I'm not a huge fan of these deck boxes. They have a spot for deck here. But what I want to show you here is the Premium Tokens pack. So there's a bunch of tokens here with the plus and minus ones on them, actually plus ones and plus zeros. So those are kind of useful. And then some damage tokens. This is my favorite thing, probably the initiative token. Some more plus ones. So I don't know that I'll use all of this stuff in here, but it's kind of nice to have. It's officially licensed, it's acrylics, and it's not like I've used unofficial stuff anywhere, but I do like these. There are two starter decks here, or spotlight decks, Han Solo and Boba Fett. Now these are sold separately. They originally sold, the first three sets, these were sold together. So let's take a closer look at what's in them. So we're going to talk a little bit about the cards here, and I'm not going to go over every card in the set because I don't have every card in the set. But the big thing about both of these here is one of the main feature of this new set is that you can deploy people as pilots. So when we look at Boba Fett here, for example, he's a 4/7, a leader unit, but I can also put him as an upgrade to a ship. And what it says, when you deploy him as an upgrade, deal up to 4 damage, divided as you choose among any number of units. But when he's part of a ship, he's a +4/+4. Han Solo's the same thing. The attached unit becomes a leader unit when deployed as an upgrade. For each friendly unit or upgrade that has an odd cost, ready a resource. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's very Han Solo-y. So now we'll just take a look at some of the other cards in these sets. Here we have a Clone Deserter. This is in the Han Solo's deck. We also have Greedo, Nien Nunb, and you'll notice you're going to see a lot of these pilots. There's a lot of them, or like this Astromech R2-D2 adding to that. And then this one here, there's some of these, it's almost no use, I think, to point them as anything but a pilot. And then ships. So there's going to be a lot of space in this, harkening back to the old Star Wars CCG. Hey, it's a trap. It's Admiral Akbar and Huyang. And when I saw some of these people, I was like, wait a minute, I think I've seen some of them before, because some of the cards in these starter decks are from other sets, as Ezra Bridger is. Bo Shek is new. Blue Leader. A shuttle here, the Death Space, and of course, in a Han Solo deck, would you expect anything other than the Millennium Falcon? And Chewbacca, who's almost as good as a pilot as Han Solo. Clone Commander Cody. The Mandalorian, which is kind of an odd choice for this deck, but Tan Assault, Shoot First, Waylay. I'm not showing you every card in here, but most of them in there. It's a trap for Admiral Akbar. On the flip side, in Boba Fett's, we have the Stormtroopers, which is kind of a weird choice here to have so many Stormtroopers in Boba Fett's deck, because you don't feel like he would use Stormtroopers, but or TIE Bombers. And Fifth Brother makes his return from the original set. Houndstooth, that's Bosk's ship. And then here's Bosk himself. So when he attached to something, I haven't noticed too many ships or pilots when you attach them to a specific ship, but I'm sure there's some things. Here's more bounty hunters. Here's Danger, then here's Boba Fett's ship, the Fire Spray, which is definitely not an iron. Hunting Aggressor, Imperial Interceptor. There's good old IG-88. And then Boba Fett's in Boba Fett's deck. I've never seen this before. I've never even done that. I suppose you can do that, so what do I know? So these are the different cards I got in here. Also some more Force Chokes. I can always use more of these things. No Disintegrations. So that's what's in the base set. But then I got some packs of other cards. I'm just going to kind of show you some random cards I found. That some of them are amazing and some are just normal. I got Darth Vader as a leader again, but now, of course, like everyone else, he is a pilot. Here we have a Cloud Car. I've always wanted to see one of those. We have Special Forces TIE Fighter, more Leia. So again, if you like the original Star Wars, and I think this set's going to be good for you because you're going to see a lot of people. But then, of course, Admiral Thrawn shows up again. Not as a pilot, though. An independent smuggler. There's tons of pilots in these things. That actually has me kind of excited because I really like the pilot. There's Biggs showing up. And then here, there's, of course, still foil cards. Then Rio Durant. Here is another leader I got. I haven't checked to see if every leader is a pilot, but there's certainly a lot of them. There's twin laser turrets. Again, I don't know why I like this card so much. Proving that all redheads are evil, General Hux makes his appearance. I believe this is his first time. I really like that you can get Admiral Akbar as a leader, but still no pilot. I guess he's technically not a pilot since he's driving a large ship. And like I mentioned, Darth Vader's here. Rose is now a leader. Rose seems an odd choice to have as a leader. She feels more like a support character, but I guess every major Star Wars character. There's a K-Wing and a Fleet Interdictor. I don't know how to pronounce that. There's Hera. And there's a lot of big ships in this set too, as far as I can tell. Here's Han Solo without being a leader. And Wedge Antilles, another character who feels like a support character. That's going to be a pilot. And, barrel roll. Bum. I hear the X-Wing music in my head. U-Wing. Pretty much the Star Wars people decided, Captain Phasma, that every letter was going to be a spaceship. So this is kind of, again, just a selection of the different cards that I got in my set. There's Fireball. Let me look at another, let's see if I can find any other leaders or anything. Piercing Shot. Veteran Fleet Officer. Everything here seems to be focused on combat. Here's In Debt to Crimson Dawn. Well, there's a tank for the ground forces. So I guess it's not all up in the air like that. Ooh, that one looks cool. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got here, folks. Ooh, the Tantive 4. That's a cool ship. All right, anyway, that's some of the cards in this set. Don't get me wrong, I love the new sleeves. I think they're fantastic, and the tokens and all this other stuff. What I'm most interested in, obviously, is the new set. Now, I haven't been able to delve into every card in this set. I will, because I really like Star Wars Unlimited. It's one of my favorite games. I'm just thrilled with this one. This is maybe my favorite expansion so far, if only because I thought that the space side was the less interesting side of the game. And that's fine. Everyone's been concentrating on weapons and concentrating on, people on the ground. And then you need some space units up there too. And I'm sure there's probably super fans of the game out there who have made great space decks. But now everyone makes space decks with pilots. And having the pilot can go on the ship or on the ground gives you strong diversity with those cards. And it's just a neat concept. I mean, they're basically playable as an upgrade, which means you can put a pilot and weapons, and it just feels to me more Star Wars that way. This feels like almost another beginning set, and since it is almost a year, well, no, not almost, it is a year since the first set came out. This is the 4th set. This one has all the main characters in it again. Darth Vader, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke, etc. But also has some of the new stuff. We're also starting to see repeats, which isn't a bad thing if they're different, and these feel different. Again, that focus on space is there. So I like this concept. I like having all these into the set. There's now the 4th set. There's so many cards, so much deck building possibility. And so maybe I'll get into this set in deeper once more cards come in. But for now, this is another 10 out of 10 for me. I really like the Jump to Lightspeed set. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.